but you got to go there to get them ready for competition. And then core training. This is how I view core. Is there stabilization like things? Yes. But this is a day when I say, we're going to offload your knee, all right? We're going to rest your legs, and we're going to do core training, all right? And that's a session after I might have just hit his legs all morning long, so to speak, and then we do core training. Well, core training for me is toenails and fingernails, stabilizing all movements on a regular basis. So while we are saying, no, the legs aren't the primary focus of the training, we never stop training movement patterns and the ability to sustain and stabilize these types of movement patterns. They get very tired. There's great applications for all sport here. And they go to bed tired. So the reconditioning process, I think, is extremely important to get athletes fatigued. Because when they're injured and they're not in season, they're used to being tired. They're used to going game to game to game, things like that. We want to continue training these athletes and building up their robustness from one year to the next. And being out as a long-term injured athlete, it's not advancing robustness necessarily. For sure, that's true in rugby and so forth for the younger athletes. So, a lot of creative movements, a lot of different stabilization techniques. Many of the movements are fast, some of them are controlled and slow. Not all movements done perfectly. It's a process we're going through. But it all takes coaching, a lot of coaching. It's hands-on, and it's constantly telling them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and never allowing them to get away with poor technique. We have one more video. It's about another minute. Very good. The last little bit is I use a lot of neuromuscular electrical stimulation. I truly believe that there is a neuromuscular injury every single time. Arterogenic muscle inhibition, neuromuscular inhibition, it's CNS-driven pathways. There's more and more papers coming out about that. And this inhibition can last upwards to 36 months. So it's not that surprising that we can't get their type 2s back and some of these other things that coaches see happen. But we use neuromuscular electrical stimulation functionally, or FES, functional electrical stimulation. So when the unit is squeezing him, he exercises. When it is in the post-recovery mode, he rests. You're not seeing us rest too much here because it's just a repeat video. This is extremely hard to do. This is a great hamstring drill because it's trying to extend his quadricep. So he actually has to be very strong in the hamstring to bend the knee over those hurdles. It's just a co-contraction strategy that I use, right? The single leg hopping, you get very good control when you're helping to coach this control with help from the muscle stimulation. And then eventually, lots of the training is with the stim off, of course. But this just gets things fired up. Now, this athlete, he's not running, but when he gets a very good response in the quads in this particular case, he feels light and loose. He feels up on the toes quite a bit more. And we use neuromuscular stimulation on the glutes, on the hamstrings, on the quads, on the calves, on the perineals. We use it all the time, and we roll around. It's just not for quads anymore.